Hi guys, it has been a little while since I've sat down and done a video like this. I'm in a new spot, I'm trying different lighting. I've actually sat down to make this video 3 times and I have not liked how it turned out, and so here we are again. So, before I get started, I need a drink. Soda. I just put my kids into bed to watch TV and read books, so if you hear noise, that's what it is. I just got out of the shower, so my hair is wet, and I am yet again in my favorite shirt. Just put it on and it is clean. Alright, so let's get into it. Today we are going to take a look at Mammoth. Now, we currently use Singapore, and my son is a very advanced first grader. He easily can do 3rd, 4th, 5th grade math. He does fractions, decimals, multiplies 3-digit numbers. He needs help with some of these things, but he knows how to do them. He'll do like 4,796 divided by 294. And he obviously doesn't know the answer to that, and he needs help walking through it. But he gets the general concept of it. We are, however, sticking with Singapore. We are on 1B. He is way ahead of where the textbook and the workbook are, but it is a really good foundation. And so, that's not what this is about. This is about Math Mammoth. But Math Mammoth is very similar to Singapore in some ways, and very different in others. It is similar to Singapore in that it uses a lot of the same concepts in how you would add and subtract and all of the things. It is very different in that there is basically no concrete part of a lesson. It is all pictorial and abstract. And for my kid, I'm not sure that that's a bad thing. I'm just not sure. And so we're going to keep using both. The more we use Math Mammoth, the more impressed I am, however. So, without further ado, let's get into this. First of all, for $39.99, we got Grade 3A work text, Grade 3B work text, Grade 3 tests and cumulative reviews, and Grade 3 answer keys. Okay? These 2 books were back ordered, so we went without the answer key for a little while. Just like Singapore, it is divided into 2 parts. So this is part A and this is part B, and they're both pretty thick. Then you have your tests at the end of each unit. You get a test, and then there's some reviews at the back. It says to use the reviews as necessary. It also says you don't have to use all of the work in the work text every day. So I'm not really sure when you would need that. There is a lot for each section. So let's get into this. So we open it up and we have a contents, and it tells you what all you're going to be learning. Chapter 1, addition and subtraction. Chapter 2, multiplication. Chapter 3, multiplication tables. Chapter 4, telling time. And Chapter 5, money. So that's the first half of the year. For the second half of the year, you are going to be going over Chapter 6, place values with thousands. Chapter 7, geometry. Chapter 8, measuring. Chapter 9, division, and Chapter 10, fractions. Now, I have these in here for just some random pages that I thought would be interesting. When I have tried to make this video before, I found there is so much I get sucked into going through the pages, and I end up with a 45-minute video that no one is ever going to sit through. So, without further ado, we've got our contents. We went through that. When you open up the book, you get a foreword. It's in both. It tells you the general reasoning behind this curriculum. It tells you what they're looking for your kids to learn. And then it gets into chapter 1. And this right here is the majority of your teacher's guide. Right here. Okay? And then it goes into the lessons in the chapter. Now this is something I'm pretty impressed with. Helpful resources on the internet. And so she has provided just a huge list of resources that you can access virtually. There's some more there. Now, they start out with mental addition, and they're working on addition and subtraction a lot. And then we got on to our favorite page so far is ordinal numbers and Roman numerals. My son has been running around the house for the last 3 days adding and subtracting Roman numerals because we did this lesson. He really, really is interested in it. And I have to say, I got pretty into it too. It took me a little while to figure it out so that I could teach it to him. But this, and then the answer key, let me just keep working through it until I got it. Once I got it, it was easy for me to explain it to him. That said, nothing in here really taught me it. There is useful information in it, but it didn't really teach me what I needed to know to be able to add and subtract giant fractions. Or giant Roman numerals. So chapter 2 is the multiplication concept. And again, you get the introduction and helpful resources. So here's just a random multiplication page in the area. Over here you have how many people are living in these houses. We can multiply and add. 3 times 5 equals 19 people. So then now it says there's 2 in each of these. How many? Plus the 5 in there. Over here we have word problems. So I'm just going to read out one. It says, write a multiplication sentence for each problem. You can draw pictures to help. 4 children are playing tennis together. They each brought 6 balls. How many tennis balls do they have all together? So you would just take 4 times 6 to get your answer there. And then here is multiplication tables, and they go through each one. The one I happen to have marked is the multiplication table of 8. So it has you go through and fill these in. Then you turn the page, and here's your multiplication table that you're going to fill it in with all the parts that you have learned so far. Okay? So then we go on to telling time. And these are pretty nice ones. My son is very good at telling time. He could breeze through most of this. But here's one of the questions. Mom started cooking rice at 5:15. It needs to cook for 30 minutes. When will it be ready? So, 5:45. But the way it's worded makes it a little bit more challenging. And that's what I'm looking for him. And then back here we have the money section. And so I just have this page marked to show you guys kind of what that looks like. I don't know if you can hear the kids or not, but I know I can hear the kids. And so that's what I wanted to show you in the first work text. So now we have the grade 3B work text. And let's see what I marked in here for us to look at together. The contents, we already did that. They have the same forward. So, place value within thousands. And again, you get your resources. No, the page is falling out. I haven't had that happen with any other pages. That's not good. My son is very excited about this page. It looks very exciting to him. I agree. So we're kind of looking forward to that. Let's see. So now here's geometry. Over here it gives them a little information. If a shape has 6 vertices and 6 sides, it is a hexagon. Draw 2 pentagons here by drawing dots and connecting them with lines. Remember, your pentagons don't have to look regular or nice. You can draw them to look funny too, as long as they have 5 sides and 5 vertices. So it just kind of goes through a lot of your different shapes. Then here we have geometry review, where you're learning the area and the perimeter, or I guess you're reviewing it at that point. You have measuring centimeters and millimeters. I cannot get this open to the page I wanted it open to. Okay, so here's feet, yard, and miles. Outside, using a measuring tape, mark the distance of 1 yard, 2 yards, 3 yards, and so on. Measure also using feet. There are 3 feet in each yard. Mark drove his car 15, and then you would fill it in with inches, feet, or miles, depending on which would make the most sense. Continuing on. I don't really know why this is so hard. Okay, so here's division. Now we're moving on to division. And think, if you divide 18 into groups of 6, how many groups are there? How many groups of 6 are there in 18? How many 6s are there in 18? One division is not exact. So what you do when you have a remainder. And chapter 10 is fractions. That's the last chapter in here. Again, you get your internet resources, and then you get into understanding fractions. A whole is divided into 2 parts. 1 part is a half. A whole is divided into 6 equal parts. 1 part is 1/6. Color the parts to illustrate the fractions. And that's the rest of the book is fractions. So that is 3A and 3B from Math Mammoth. Now here is your answer guide. And it is an answer guide. Like, I don't really know what you're expecting in here other than an answer guide. That's exactly what you get. This is test and cumulative review. It gives you your end of chapter test. It gives you how to grade the test. And then here's your test. So chapter 1 is just this side and that side. And then you have chapter 2. Again, it's just a page, so they're not super long. And at the back we have the reviews. I think. Cumulative review grade 3, chapters 1 to 9. So, Mom had $200 when she went grocery shopping. She came back home with $78. How much did she spend in the store? Write the numbers using Roman numerals. So that is Math Mammoth grade 3, and I definitely think that this has changed the way that we will be doing math in the future. Math Mammoth is awesome. It isn't perfect, but what is? And if you only have $40 for math curriculum, spend it on Math Mammoth, because you're going to get a whole year of curriculum that is definitely usable. You get all those internet links too. And we paid $61 for a half a year of Singapore. $61. And it's a workbook that my son takes 3 seconds to do the page of. It literally, we spent 9 minutes going through for our entire lesson this morning in Singapore, until I added in the intensive practice. But for the home instructor's guide, the textbook, and the workbook, 9 minutes total. And that was with redirecting him a few times from being distracted and whatnot. And then the intensive practice took him 8 minutes. So to me, I'm so glad I got that. It is worth the money. I may not get the regular text and work text for Singapore next year. I just might not do that. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and hit that bell so that you are notified next time I post a video. We'll see you next time. Bye, guys.